Hey guys, I'm Tyrone and welcome back to Harrison Family Farm. It's a nice, beautiful day here in Kansas City. We've been really fortunate here for the most part lately to have some really nice, sunny, great weather. For those of you that might also be in the Midwest, you know it is not uncommon for us to still have snow on the ground right now. And so with that being said, I'm happy to be outside. I'm out here with the goats actually and just taking a look at them. I know I mentioned to you guys earlier in the year that something that was going to be big for me and concerning our two goats is that they reproduced. And so I was just kind of looking at the female. She doesn't look to be bred at all, but you know, what do my eyes know? And I was just looking at the male as well, because what prompted this is he was starting to take a little interest in her, sniffing her and stuff like that. And so I was just wondering if maybe she was coming into heat or whatever the case may be. But yeah, they're just out here hanging out right now, eating some hay I put out this morning. I don't know that I talked to you guys very much about the goats as far as their breed and kind. This is our male here. They're not named, so this is our male goat here. And he is a Nigerian dwarf goat. And so naturally by the name, that's have a background or origin in Africa. And he won't get any bigger than what he is. So yeah, that's pretty much him. And then here, our female goat is a lamicha, I believe is how you pronounce it. And they are mostly used for milk production. And so they also are very well known and I guess identified by their short ears, if you can see her ears there. But yeah, that's what we have here. And I think he is probably about 2. And well, they're both about the same age. They're both about 2. And I'm surprised she's not bigger. She's probably about 24 inches tall, if I had to guess, about 2 feet or so, at the height of her back, like right in there or so. And then he's probably about, I don't know, 22 or somewhere. He's not much shorter than her by much at all. But yeah, this breed, the Lamicha goat, they tend to get pretty tall. I remember where my dad and I went to go buy her. We saw her mom and she was huge, like long and tall, like at least a good 3 foot, maybe even a little bit better than that. But yeah, a really nice sized goat. And so as you guys know, I've messed around with milking her, but not that much. I haven't been consistent with it at all. And so that wasn't really my purpose with her anyway, or either one of them for that matter. I was really looking to breed and have almost I wouldn't say specialty because it's been done before, but a mixed breed between the two, where it wouldn't be a huge goat, maybe a mid-sized goat, but would also possibly have the value of producing milk. But yeah, we haven't had any kids yet, which is the name for baby goats. They're kids as well. But yeah, we haven't had any kids yet, so we haven't seen that come to fruition. And so I'm almost getting kind of concerned, just because I believe we had the goats probably 2 years now, and he's of mating age of, typically with goats, male goats anyway, about 6 to 8 months they can mate. And then for the girls it's a little bit longer. I think it's closer to that year and a half mark. But still yet, I think we're a little bit past that. And I think their gestation period's only about 3 months. So yeah, like I said, I'm getting kind of concerned just because of the time. I'm not ready to pull the plug just yet. But I know I mentioned to you guys at the top of the year that I wanted them to definitely reproduce. And if not, I was going to just essentially swap them out for different goats. Sell these and then swap them out. And someone wants to come say hi. Hey, baby. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I actually bottle fed this one. He wouldn't take a bottle. I mean, I got both of them very young, obviously, like I'm saying, they're 2 and I've had them about 2 years. But yeah, he would not take a bottle. He was ready to eat hay by the time I had him, or about the time I bought him, whatever the case may be. And see, like you see now, like I said, he was starting to show interest in her. And so it's not the first time, but I would be happy to see what comes of it. And then, yeah, she usually walks away. And I know That's part of the mating dance that they do. So yeah, I probably wouldn't actually catch them mating more times than likely, but yeah, just curious is all. But like I said, not a whole lot going on now. I'll check back in with you guys a little later. All right, guys. I don't know if you guys remember, but at the end of last week's video, I kind of showed you guys how I was working on a fire, and that I had a few piles that me and my dad put together that I got rid of. Well, here's the one I showed you actually last Sunday. So pretty much all burnt up, all gone. Let me zoom out. Pretty much all gone, and then I gave you guys a glimpse of one next to it, and it no longer exists either. So super happy to have those. What is that, birds? Yeah, a bunch of birds. But super happy to have those gone and just have this open and clear. It won't be long for now. I'll be having the brush hog on the back of the tractor and get a lot of this other stuff a lot thinner, you know, not quite the size of trees. Get it knocked down, cut down, whatever the case may be. But even before I do that, I need to cut a lot of these stumps like you see they're out of here. Not a job for today, but I was just walking by this area because I wanted to show you guys something else, and it made me think that I should just mention that to you. But yeah, super happy to have those 2 piles gone. Plenty more piles to go, but yeah, step in the right direction. Now what I actually do want to show you guys is maybe a video or 2 prior. I showed you guys, or no, I didn't show you, I told you guys that I had already begun to dig post holes again for the fence. And so my hope today is to get some of those posts set. So I'm gonna take you guys down here, show you the holes that I've dug, and then hopefully we'll get some posts set. And hopefully the leaves haven't covered it from all the wind. But I'll show you guys how I kind of marked it out and what I did. So here was the first hole I dug, and I just put that T-post in there so I could run me a line. I don't know how good it comes through on camera, but run me a line to keep it straight. There's some weeds in the way now. But there's one, we got another one there. And those 2 are closer together because that's gonna be my H-brace. So we got another hole there. Oh, another one there. Leaves got in this one. But, yep, that's the hole. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4 we need. Here goes a 5th one. Right there. And I think that's where I stopped. I got a marking for one here. I don't know if you guys can see that orange. It doesn't come through well, but there's some orange paint right there. And so, yeah, and I'm looking to go all the way and make a corner down here. And make a corner somewhere right in here in this area. And then from there you can see I got it cleared to go that way back towards the house, towards where the dogs are. And so that's what we're working on. I still got several more holes to dig, to mark and then dig, but I did want to go ahead and just get some posts in those holes that I have dug already. And so what do I need to do? I think next what I'm going to do is go look at my stockpile of posts, see the ones I like, make sure I got enough. Well, I know I got enough. See the ones I like and start bringing some this way. I still need to figure out how I'm going to tie in right here though. I don't know if you guys can see, there's a corner post there from where we went the other way right there. But I need to come across here some way somehow, and it might end up, I don't know, coming off of right here or something just to make it easier, because this is a heck of a mound here. And then you got a dip almost from just a naturally occurring creek from water runoff. And so I could bring a fence across it, but it's gonna leave a lot of open space beneath it. Might not be an issue for cows, but for goats, it will be like an open door. So thinking more, look at this. It makes sense for me to come off this post of this privacy fence and somehow meet up with what will be my post here. Yeah, I think that's gonna be best. And so that shouldn't be too bad. I think we just solved for that. So let's go get some posts and we'll be back. All right, guys, so I actually forgot about this utility post that I just found, actually in those areas where I just showed you I burned it. And here's actually a few things here that I pulled out of there and kind of put here, but it looks like it might be solid enough to be a corner post for me. I didn't have it in mind initially, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think where you guys saw I had that T-posted, I think this is gonna go there. It looks to be solid enough, and there's where I want my heavier poles, or my heavier post, excuse me, where I'll be pulling and anchoring from as far as my fencing. And so I think this is gonna be perfect, honestly. It's a little rough at the top, but we're gonna keep this side at the top. But all in all, I think it's decent. The thicker end is down there, and then I got some posts over here that are just readily available. As you can see, these are much smaller diameter, and which is fine, because these are just going to be our inline posts and hold our fence up, keep it sturdy, or whatever the case may be, but we won't be pulling from them or anything like that. So they don't need to be super big. But I am reminded that I need to clean these posts up a bit. You can see there's still some limbs hanging from them, and the two got awful long in most cases too. So I'm gonna get my chainsaw, clean these up a little bit, and then we should be ready at that point to get them in the ground. Now, one thing I am gonna have to do at this point, since I'm gonna use that big utility post over there, is that I'm gonna have to get the tractor fired up as well, because I'm not dragging that bad boy by hand. And only thing with that is the tractor's got a bum tire, the front right. It'll hold air, but not all that long. So we'll get some air in it, get it fired up. I also got to do some touching up on my chainsaw chain as well, or blade, just because and I know I did a comparison video several months ago or last year sometime about Husqvarna versus steel, and I gotta say that steel's a winner by far. This Husqvarna, it performs well, but there's little things, and one of the things is now is that I got a pretty new blade on it, but it popped off. And when these blades tend to pop off, because this is like the 4th or 5th time this has happened, they tend to mess up the track guides, or what allow it to go into your bar. So they get damaged or whatever the case may be, and now they don't want to fit back in the bar of the chainsaw. So I'm going to take a grinder and grind some of that down. And actually, I can show you real quick, I think, if it comes through. So this is where I have the saw hanging. I was going to put it back on, and you can see like it won't seat. Like it seats here, that's fine, but it's got some high points, some rough spots on there, and yeah, it won't go back in there as is. So I'm gonna take that chain off, get my grinder, grind down or file down the side so it'll go back into that bar nice and smooth, and rotate or go around it pretty smoothly, and that way we can dress those trees out. And then, like I said, the tractor's got a bum tire, which is right there, you see it? And so we'll get some air in it. Like I said, it'll hold for a good while. But yeah, after about an hour or two, you might want to make your way back or get close to an air compressor. So I'm gonna get these things together, get situated, and we're gonna go ahead and tackle this. I'll check back in a bit. So there are our posts. Well, not all of them. We still gotta get our corner post. So all right, guys, you saw me clean up the post, then got to move down to the general staging area. I'm now going to go back up here, get some air in that tractor tire, and then get our utility post, which is going to serve as our corner post. Get it moved down there, and then let's get all of them set, and then that should take care of that. So get the air compressor going, get some air in the tire. Well, I'm gonna actually start the tractor first, that way it can warm up, and then get some air in that tire. Oh yeah, also, since I'm right here, ended up separating Duke boy there. Much like that goat, he was starting to show interest in mom and his sister, or litter mate, whatever, but didn't want that to happen at all. So got him sectioned off, got the girls by themselves, at least during this period, no puns intended, but at least during this time of when they are kind of going through their cycle. And I'm thinking about, longer term, probably splitting them up as far as having them at different parts of the yard and things like that. But we'll see how that all plays out. Still to come. I'm not sure yet. And then also naturally just possibly looking at having them spayed and neutered. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm not exactly sure on which direction I want to go with that. But for now, like I said, I got them sectioned off just so we don't have or try to prevent any accidents. And hopefully that it's not a measure that's been taken too late in this case. So I'm gonna get the tractor started, get some air in the tire, and then find a chain so I can hook onto that utility post and get it moved. That joke is heavy. I'm gonna clear this hole out just a little bit. Actually, let's use the tractor. Okay, now we'll give it a shot. Whew, she's heavy. She is heavy. Put this level on it just to make sure that we're plumb. think I got it in a pretty good spot. Now I want to use this hamper to kind of tamp down the dirt around it. Okay, on to the next one. I guess I should let you guys see what I'm doing. See that bubble in between those lines? And then come over here, and that bubble in between those lines. So which one? That's what we're looking for. All right, guys, there we have it. It's our first post, and there are the rest. You can see them straight there in a line. Well, for the most part. Yeah, I forgot it jogs back just a little bit. Just trying to keep some privacy behind. I didn't want to cut these branches here that you see, or this tree or weed, whatever it is. I didn't want to cut it down. I wanted to save my neighbors some privacy. But yeah, we got our post in. Now, these are just a few of many more that have to go in, but I haven't marked the rest out yet. So I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I did want to go ahead and get these in. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. And so got a few other things around here I want to do today, and so I'm gonna get to those. Hey guys, just checking back in. Another thing that's been on my mind is, with the season change and all, is the garden. Now, as you guys know, historically, I've had a garden right here, very small garden, by the way, a very small garden, under 12 plants for sure, but had it right here by the cow pen. And for a refresher, I'll show you. You guys know this is the gate. Well, some of you may know this is the gate that I had, where we had our tomato plants in here. I think we had some watermelon and a few other things that we started off with. We only harvest those tomatoes, if you guys remember, but this year I'm thinking bigger and hopefully better too. And so one thing that's been stumping me is trying to decide where to have my garden, and then also, yeah, really just where, and looking for a spot that's going to have good daylight exposure, as well as not a spot that is going to be like low, or what I want to say, be I'm sorry, I'm listening. I got this truck running and it's running kind of funky, but I just started, so I'll let it work itself out. But anyway, a place that's not going to flood is essentially what I was trying to say, or catch a lot of water runoff, so higher ground, and then with good sun exposure. And I haven't found the spot yet, and then also naturally it has to be a spot that's out of my way. And so yeah, I was walking around with Sophie here for a minute, just kind of thinking about it. And where's she at? She's hiding under this trailer here. Yeah, Sophie and I was walking around, hanging out, and trying to figure out where we was gonna have our garden. Never mind the mess that I made earlier with some stuff. But yeah, we're just trying to see where that's gonna be. I actually thought about this spot right here. Let me show you. Thought about cleaning all this crap up and making it here. My reservations here is this tree as well as that tree right there. And so there's going to be roots, and then also those things competing with my potential garden. So I don't know how that's going to really work out for me. And so I thought of a couple other places back here by where the rest of the dogs are and the goats. But again, I don't want it to be a situation where it is in my way later. For instance, like the fence that we was working on earlier, I don't want to put it somewhere that I'm going to regret, or that in a spot that I'm going to want to be, quote unquote pasture later. And so I would like to find a spot to just continue to grow year after year. Excuse me. But that has me scratching my head, because then I have to think about, future plans, future ideas, and future thoughts. And so it's really stumping me for the moment. So yeah, I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking about it, and we shall see where we end up. Another thing, in addition to just looking for a spot to have the garden, I've also been preparing to get our tiller together. I have an old school tiller that I just inherited from my grandfather, my dad's dad. I think it only need like a little gas line part. I ordered that off of Amazon, under $10, got it in. So here in a bit I'll get some gasoline. I might go pick up a spark plug too, just to be on top of things, and see if I can't get it to start. But yeah, really kind of thinking about where to put the garden and what that may look like. I even looked or considered about the spot on the other side of this truck here, and I'll show you what I mean. Thought about over here somewhere. I just think it's way too shaded, right? So entirely just too much shade, and the plants won't get enough sunlight, but it's open and available is the only thing that is working for me. Now I could take some of these trees out, but again, those root systems are still going to be there, and they're going to be competing with my plants, and so I don't want that either. So if I pass by a place that you guys think is ideal or something, or I've caught it on camera today or in the past, let me know, because I'm not been able to settle on a place that I really like. Not just yet, not as of yet anyway. Sorry if the truck is loud. And so another third option I had is over here somewhere. Not exactly sure where. But again, I think this is going to be too shaded, especially as we get into that spring and summer season, because all this stuff is going to grow up and be thick as all get out. And then I don't want to go inside the fence there, just because that's where I plan to have the animals, and then I would have to build another blockade around our garden or whatever the case may be. So I don't know. A lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts. We'll see how it goes. You see Beyonce and Jay over here eating as usual. I guess I spooked them a little bit. But yeah, guys, I guess I can show you guys the tiller real quick. Give me a second to get back over here. It is a sunny, beautiful day today. I think it was above 75 if I'm not mistaken, which is just incredible. It is February, and we are in Kansas City in the Midwest, and the temperatures are that high. Like I said, I don't know whether to be happy or scared, because this is unheard of, at least during my lifetime. But yeah, let me show you guys the tiller. Here she is in all her glory, an old school Sears Craftsman with a Briggs and Stratton motor. And so I told you guys I got that fuel piece right off of Amazon. That's just this right here. This was rotted out. I wish I had the old one. I don't know what I did with it. I think it fell. Yeah, there it is. I see it. But this was the old one. It was just weathered, really. It dried out. You see it's cracked there, and several other places too. There we go. Focus finally kicked in. But oops, focus, there you go. But yeah, cracked there as well, cracked there, and so yeah, it wasn't airtight. Therefore, anytime we put a load on it, it wasn't getting enough fuel to just run. It would die out. And so hopefully that's been fixed now. You see I got the starting fluid right on top, and so I'm gonna, like I said to you guys earlier, I'm gonna here in a minute go get some gas, grab a spark plug just to be safe. I don't even know that we need one, but I'm gonna grab one just to be safe, and see if she'll start. If she starts, naturally I'm gonna need a new belt, I would presume, and then we'll just take it from there to see what other things we need to make her operational. But I think it's going to do a heck of a job and help us out quite a bit. But I'll check back in with you guys as updates become available. Well, I'm calling it a day on the tiller. We didn't get it started, but I think I found out a couple things, if nothing else. I will have to say it's got to be just a fuel problem, just because I was able to keep it running. We'll get it started and keep it running off of starting fluid. So that means we got spark. Obviously, air is everywhere, and so it's just a matter of fuel. And so I thought that hose that I replaced today, I thought that was the issue with the fuel, but it might be something else. So it's going to take some tinkering with. I don't think it's all that deep though. Obviously, like I said, I was able to get it to run with that starting fluid, so it's just a matter of messing with it a little bit longer. But that won't be today. I got a bunch of stuff to clean up. I got my grinder still out from earlier working on that chainsaw blade. My chainsaw is still out. I got a couple other tools down there by those fence posts that I need to go get and secure back into the house before nightfall comes around. And yeah, so that's pretty much going to do it for this week, guys. I appreciate you watching. Be sure to leave me a comment down below, like, subscribe, and share. I haven't mentioned it in a while, but yeah, we're still on that road to 1,000. So be sure that you are subscribed to help get us there. Make sure that you share. That way we can get others involved as well. Have a great week, guys, and I look to see you next week. Peace.